Footen here for the EHS All Hands Show, the man on the street. Last time we talked, I was out exploring the leadership craze, situational leadership, and I'm pleased to report it continues to grow and spread across all EHS. But you know me, I'm your guide to the good stuff, and that's why a little bird tweeted at me that here at Duke, we have one of the most exclusive clubs anywhere in the world. It's all about exclusive access. I'm sure this lounge is just popping with celebrities and cool drinks, and I want to find out what it's all about, where it is, and why have I not been invited. Let's go. So I'm here with my man Ty, and we're going to talk about a subject he knows a lot about. It's called Nerc Sip. Have you ever heard of Nerc Sip?
I've heard a lot about Nerc Sip.
What can you tell us about this exclusive lounge that we have here at Duke? Is it really as cool? Are the celebrities really inside? Are the drinks as amazing as they make it out to be in this Nerc Sip lounge?
Absolutely.
Cam Footen here from the EHS All Hands Show, and I want to know, how do I get access?
How do you get access?
Yeah.
To what?
To the most exclusive club that we have here in the company, Nerc Sip Access. How do I get access?
You look online, you go to the SharePoint.
You look on SharePoint. The portal probably has directions on how to get Nerc Sip access,
That's
right?
yeah.
Everything here has to go with the portal.
That's right, go to
All
the
right.
portal.
Our man Richard. I tried to get you the last time I was out here doing On This Man of the Street, and lucky enough, here you are right here. Now, we heard that you're a man with some serious pull in this organization. So my question is, can you get me in?
Into what?
Into the most exclusive club that exists here at Duke, the Nerc Sip Access area.
No.
No. What do you, oh, good Lord, no.
Have you ever heard of Nerc Sip?
Absolutely. All the time.
Can you spell Nerc Sip?
Nerc-SIP.
So close. It's CIP. Oh, you're right there. So can you tell me, have you ever heard of Nerc Sip?
I have.
Can you spell Nerc Sip?
Not likely, but I have.
Can you give it a try?
NERC-CIP.
Excellent. Better than honestly most of the people we've talked to. It's NERC-CIP, and what does that stand for?
It sounds a lot like a drink that my kids.
Exactly. It's, well, not about your kids. Trust me, we're talking adult beverages, exclusive lounge kind of stuff here. But so James, we got a question for you. I've heard that you're one of the coolest guys in our department, and with that comes special privileges. Have you ever heard of this thing called Nerc Sip?
Yes.
What does Nerc Sip stand for? What does that acronym mean?
I have no idea, but I've heard of it.
So I've got a question for you.
Oh, jeez.
We're searching for the most exclusive of clubs that exist.
Oh, boy.
It's called Nerc Sip. Can you tell us what does Nerc Sip stand for?
Nerc Sip stands for, you probably picked the wrong person, is nuclear, or not nuclear, it's the Regulatory Commission. Scott, you're going to need to pick somebody else for this exercise.
So it stands for the North American Electric Reliability Corporation Critical Infrastructure Program. I'm sure that was right, rolling off your tongue.
That was my next guess.
It was definitely the next guess.
Yeah.
And now critical infrastructure, is that just because we're pretty hot on ourselves and we think we're all that in a bag of chips, or why are we deemed critical infrastructure?
Well, I believe it has to do with the reliability of the electric grid, really nationally, to make sure that we don't have an outage that impacts our city or our state or our country for that matter.
So as a manager, what's our responsibility as it relates to getting people in and out of Nerc Sip?
Our responsibility is to make sure that those people who have access to Nerc Sip and are given access to Nerc Sip understand how important it is to make sure that when they are in those areas and they're working those areas, nobody who is with them or someone who's with them who doesn't have Nerc Sip access tries to access it. You know, no one can get in there.
That's right, because the bouncers, right? The bouncers
That's
are
right.
going to knock them out and say, can't get past us.
That's exactly right. And the other important part of that is when you are done working in a Nerc Sip area, that you get rid of that access control. That you make sure that you're done. You don't need it anymore. You know, in my group, we do projects in some of these areas. When those projects are done, we no longer need Nerc Sip access, so we get rid of it.
So as a manager, what are some of the responsibilities when it comes to protecting our infrastructure and having access revoked or added to our employees?
Well, the first thing is you've got to find out if you have employees who need to access these Nerc Sip areas. And it's more than just our buildings here. It could be a substation, a generation plant, a lot of things. It could have to do with our IT infrastructure and how we access files online, our computers and access to them. So you really need to first understand exactly what the scope is and where everybody that works for you's responsibilities lie.
So why would we go through the effort of making sure that only certain people have access? What's the big deal?
Well, it's part of the requirement. We've got to make sure that undesirables don't have access to our.
Like me, because I don't have access.
You're very shady looking
That's right.
today. I like your boa. But,
Yeah.
we've got to make sure that only the people who need access have access to our critical infrastructure.
All right, wrapping up here, kind of search for my answers. I finally found some, and you know what? Kind of disappointed to find out Nerc SIP's not an actual lounge. Nope. It's a program here at Duke that we have, and the acronym is the North American Electric Reliability Corporation, and it's the Critical Infrastructure Program. It's a mouthful, but it's just as important as a place to serve the exclusive celebrities' drinks and fancy drink cups. Here's what it's all about. It's about securing our electric grid, really the bulk electric grid, because we are critical infrastructure. The entire economy would collapse if some bad guys got in and been able to mess with our equipment. So we have these Nerc SIP access areas, like control rooms, substations, and other key places like trading floors that we've got to keep on lockdown. For those of us in EHS that have to have access, we better be trained up and follow the rules to a T. No room for error. For the rest of us that we don't have to have access all the time, we got to know that before we enter Nerc SIP territory, we better have an escort, kind of like a designated driver. So we got to go in there, do our thing, and come out. And we always have to sign the visitor log going in and out. And managers, you've got an extra special responsibility to make sure that our employees are following all the rules related to Nerc SIP to ensure that we are doing our best to protect our critical infrastructure here at Duke. We in EHS, we've got to do our part. Cam Footen signing off for the EHS All Hands Show. Back to you, Johnny. I found it. Actually, it's just Jim Wells' office. But if there was anywhere in the company that I would put a hyper-exclusive club, it would be here. Check out that view. Pretty sweet.
I told you I'm not doing any more videos, you know. I've retired my head.
You're retired.